I want to say Shabbat Shalom. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me get something straight. I forgot all about this. One sec. Man, let me tell you. You know, I've been through a lot, right? We all know this. You know what I mean? I want to give a shout out to everybody, man. Big Judah, Drop Nation, UB News, Cody Mayo Ahua, Lex Will. Hey, on that side, on that side of me gaining more knowledge and understanding, right? On that side, man. But understand, I've learned a lot, man. I've learned a lot. Okay. I've gained knowledge and understanding from several sources. And I feel like when one is on that path to getting close to the Creator, getting close to the Most High, getting grounded, you know, trying to figure out who you are. See, you know, we have this gospel situation where, it's this beef should you pay for what your grandfather did? Should you have to pay for your grandfather's sins to the third, fourth, fifth generation? Right? We know about this verse. Now, my whole thing is that true? Is that fair? This is the beef. Should you be punished by the things that your grandfather might have did? Your grandfather might have been a wild dude, might have been involved in all kind of stuff. But you as an individual, that's not what's going on, man. That's not what I mean. I should get judged for the things that I do. I understand that there were scripture written, but this is one of my questions. This is my question. Should, we be punished for, what our grandfathers went through? Now, when you have the perspective of there were writings, there were ways that we lived prior to the invasion, prior to invasions. How were the people living prior to the invasion? We were invaded. So how were we living before the invasion? This is the question. Okay, this is the question. The other question is, should we be punished for the things of our great-great-great-great-grand? Because us as a people, man, we fight every day to do right. We all have this fallen angel trait in us. We all got this fallen angel trait in us, man. That's why we do right. That's why we have commandments, a bunch of them. Also, so those are my questions. You know what I mean? Those are my questions. And I've also come to light through various teachings, readings, spitting the bones out, getting the meat out, shouting the Jew, I've heard that, a few times, my dad, but I gotta give these brothers their props too, because I learned a lot of my mom's side of the family. My mom's side, I'm sorry, my dad's side of the family. My dad's side of the family is in paperwork. It's written in paperwork that they were part of these 5 tribes, from what the paperwork says. Do I have to show that? I guess I do, but I ain't doing it right now. I feel like doing it right now, but I will though. So, I got these 2 different situations. I think we all probably have these 2 situations where we might got one side of the family that was in the bullshit, and we got another side of the family that wasn't in the bullshit. So the thing is this: where are you? What is your soul into? What are you doing? Yeah, our peoples might have been involved. That's another thing. When you pray to the ancestors, suppose it was that ancestor that was the wild one. You might not want to have him all around you trying to, let out some of his vibrations in your life, because you might get caught up, and then we have the magic. We know that, oh man, we know about the magic, especially prehistoric, not really, but older magics that were probably put on different families. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother video. But those is a lot of things, man. But let's talk about this situation that I have, this conclusion that I've come up to, that I've learned. Once we understand these things, we have a clear perspective of what's going on. So let's go with Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And it says, "And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish and the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So it says, "And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness." So what does that mean to you? Do I really have to say it? So once we start taking this responsibility of we are the Most Highs, but it all depends on where you are spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. Where you, Most High. So all praise to the Most High, the most merciful, the most benevolent, the most gracious, the most magnanimous, the most spiritual, the most loving, kind God. That God that is working towards do rights. It's helping people achieve, helping people to grow, especially the do rights. Not the ones that's claiming to do right, but the ones that's actually doing right. For me, anybody can contest to this. People that know me, this is what I do, man. I search, I reach. Okay, just like the Sarat al-Mustaqim. What is the Sarat al-Mustaqim? The Sarat al-Mustaqim is the straight and narrow path. Doing the things that you know that you're supposed to do that's right. The things that the Most High is looking at and saying, you're doing right. At the same time, this is what we do. Man in itself. Man in itself is the mark of the beast, man. Man in itself. Because we have to keep ourselves away from doing the things that we like to do. Yeah. So we have to study. We have to pray. We have to be upright, be an example, for people. You know, my mom's side of the family, Hebrews. My dad's side of the family, I'm sorry, the other way around. My mom's side of the family, Moors. My dad's side of the family, Hebrews. So I'm pretty much getting, you know, a taste of both lifestyles, because you know, religion, that's excuse me, that word is taken out of context, man. You know, it's pretty much a way of living, ways of living, ways of living. So we know that, let me say this first. Ancestry.com, I don't trust it. If you can, stay away from Ancestry.com. I don't trust them. They help who they want to help, and they write what they want to write. I don't trust shit they write. If you work for them, you probably got the deals. You getting all the hookups. You know, you getting the lookout for. You get to rearrange and put stuff in how you want to put stuff in. So if you're not a part of the clique, you'll be the dirt man. So I done already read comments. I read a comment where a woman that was working, this idiot, she put it, she actually wrote this, like I read this. She actually had the nerve to say, half the time, I don't know where to put stuff in. I just be putting shit in. I was like, and people really tested this. People really bank off of this. You even got people finessing, lying, starting beefs, making money off of it. Man, it ain't, I don't know, yo. I'm just different, yo. Everybody, man. That's why everybody, you know, don't, you know, these YouTube people, you know, they can't stand me, man, because they know that I ain't with none of the bullshit. I ain't with none of the bullshit. I ain't with none of the bullshit. So, let me say, this is my SoundCloud right here. So, you know, I play, man, all of my music that I produce is about deep learning, you know, trying to get to know who I am, you know, just learning, man. Like this one right here. This is Queen Khalifa, right? And I put her as my image for this song. And I put Indigenous, that's the name of my company, Indigenous Apparel. And I put an eagle, but check out his eyes though. His eyes, man. His eyes, man. And then a lot of people don't know about, I don't know, I kind of got some information that said Olmec is really not the name. So I'm not sure. I'm looking into it. We'll see. I don't know just yet. But as far as we know right now, Olmec. 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 For the kids that don't know, that might see this video 4 years from now, 10 years from now. Right. They don't know about the pirates, the real Jewish pirates. Shout out to Cody Mayo, Ahua. So yeah, man, we know that Egypt is in America. We know this. I do instrumentals for commercials. I do instrumentals for music videos. I do commercials for rap songs or whatever. I'm a musician from the heart, from the ear. Most High bless me to have this like musical ear. I know all of the scales, I know all of the sharps, all of the flats. I know these things, and I utilize them when I make my music. A lot of people can't really contest to that because they're just like using preset. They're using preset recordings that are being played over and over and over again. You might play it for like a bar, one bar. It might be a little tune, right? And they'll play that tune for a bar, and then they'll just loop it. You just loop it. You even have drum, loops that people just put on top of each other. But thanks to the Most High, I can do this naturally because the Most High gave me. I don't really like getting into like my talents because people hate me. My whole life, people has hated me because of my talents that the Most High gave me. So that's why I catch so much shit. You know what I'm saying? I catch shit because the Most High blessed me with some talents, and some people look at them and they hate you for it. They hate you for your talent. I don't understand it. I've never been that guy, so it's just weird to me. I don't get it. This is my logo for Indigenous Apparel. It's my logo for those who don't know. This is just for those who don't know. These guys have been following me for a little teeny while. I'm really new at this whole YouTube thing. I'm new. I'm new to this thing. Because I always felt like the internet wasn't really a good thing. I always thought that there's just too much information and just it's just too much technology. I just always felt like it was too much, man. So I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on this. I'm just going over some things that I've never been over. I played my songs or my videos for about 10 months now, something like that. And I never really went into this. But yeah, this is my grandmother. I call this angel. This is my grandmother. Called the angel. Yeah. And that's me in one of my shirts, Indigenous Apparel shirts, polo shirt. This ain't for me advertising my stuff. I'm making a point with this video, alright? Mama Nia's, Red Bone, you know what I mean? Listen, don't trip off of the imagery, because we know it's a bunch of pictures out there that really ain't us. So, but pretty much, this is what I've been doing some studying on, man. I've been looking into it. I told you guys that this is what I do. I search. And one of the things that I've learned behind the whole petty ass like YouTube algorithms and like what do they call it? Cloud chasing, the cloud chasing, and just causing beef. You know what I mean? I get it, it's cute and all that. It might be the situation, but it's just new to me because I ain't really got it. I ain't never got into it. Hold up. My bro. Bro.
Yeah. So the Twitch. My bad. I'm telling you the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, I'm recording, it's gonna be all loud. So yeah, I started doing some studying on Kemet. Right. Now, don't trip. What I mean when I say Kemet, because we all know that America is Egypt. Right? Now my theory, my perception on this whole thing is, at one point in time, my fault. Make sure I'm still recording. At one point in time, this landmass used to be connected. It used to be connected, and the atmospheric pressure was different, and you could levitate things. Things could be moved. Right. Yeah, that's right. Things can be moved. And this is something I'm looking into, right? That's the next question. If the atmospheric pressures changed, the things that we see that hold down, is there a way to move them by pushing down as it tries to move up? So I'm looking into that. But I think that things have been moved. I think things have been switched. I think, and also I believe this landmass. See, we trip off of these areas, these small areas like America, Europe, but it's a real big picture, man. When you're looking at the flat Earth plane, you know, just things a little different. Shouts Drop Nation, 432 Drop Nation, Con Drop. Give me a lot of information, man, a lot of wisdom. I love the brother. He mad at me, can't stand my guts, which I really don't know why. But the brother could call me and say, "Bro, I need your help." And I got his back, man. Look, even though all the shit he put me through, it's not even in my nature to try to hurt that brother, man. You know what I mean? So they go off of all of y'all, man. It's just I can't reverse. I can't do the things that y'all did. You know what I'm saying? I can't be shiesty, funky, fucked up like y'all dudes been shitty to me. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying, I can't. It's not in my soul and my heart to give it back, because I know as a people we sick. We fucked all the way up, and we in the process. We trying to figure it out, man. We trying to figure it out. So let's go. Let's talk about this a little bit. See, by me having a different perspective of Egypt and being in America, I see things a little bit different, right? Understand also, okay, this is my other beef. My other beef is this. Where are the archaeological findings, the tombs, the caskets, the anything of these biblical patriarchal people? Where are they? Where the things at? Where besides paper? Because we know that the things that we get, if you don't know this, then you need to wake your ass the hell up. If you don't know that this internet is only certain things are going to be written. Things can be altered. Things can be changed. Writings, paper. it's not substantial enough. It's not substantial enough. It's not substantial enough. But then you have this whole other situation that has real concrete. Put your hands on, touch, feel writings in rock. And it ain't no makeups or erases, because as soon as you erase one letter, you just messed up the whole situation. You can't even scratch that stuff out, man. It is what it is. So, like I said, no disrespect. No disrespect. This is our job, man. Our job is to seek these things out. Why isn't there any locations of any of the patriarchal people of the Bible anywhere? Anywhere. These Egyptian gods, these god kings, these royal priests in Egypt, in the old Egypt, in Kemet, which we know is in America, right? Man, they got tons of stuff, man. Tons of stuff you can put your hands on. Tons of stuff. Stories. You know who else got it too? The Assyrians got it. The Assyrians, they trying to keep that stuff a secret, but the Assyrians got it too. And this stuff is not made up. They got this stuff, man. We know that the Hebrew lineage, story, situation, we know that this is that we have globs of this stuff, but it's all on paper. So how can we? Like I said, I don't want to be, but this is what we do. We gotta reach out for that extra to figure it out. I hope this pisses somebody off. I hope somebody answers me, because I need to know. Like, this ancient Egypt, everything was learned by the ancient Egyptians. Everything. This Mason thing came from ancient Egypt. And we know in writings that Egypt is actually in America. We know that the Nile is the Mississippi River. They're finding shit in the Grand Canyon. Utah is on fire right now, scaring the shit out of everybody. Shout out to Templar. It ain't in my heart, bro. I'm sorry, my bad. It ain't in my heart, I talk all that rah-rahness, but I'm about as humble as they want to be. And like, my problem is why I think everybody, worried, scared, call I'm an alien, I'm a monkey, I'm all so dumb, stupid, goofy ass shit. The problem is, I'm that digger. And once I see, and the thing about me is I don't have a team of people working with me. It's me. So not only do I have my family, the Most High just bless me. The Most High just bless me. The Most High just, man, my father and my mother, just bless me. I saw the sonogram of my 5-month-old. I'm 51. I'm 51. So, so let's read some of this. So it says Noon and Nonet, deities of chaos and water. This is by Carolyn Seawright. I don't know much about this sister. I'll find out some more, but I'm belly flopping. You know, due to time, I'm trying to do a lot of stuff, but I wanted to put something out, man. I wanted to put something out, man. The Egyptians believed that before the world was formed, there was a watery mass of dark, directional chaos. In this chaos lived the all-dode of Humnu Hermopolis, 4 frog gods and frog snakes, goddesses of chaos. These deities were Nun, and Nuet, water, Anu, and Anuet, invisibility, Hu and Huet, infinitely, and Ketu, darkness. The name of the waters of chaos was Nun. The name of the waters. So it says, it was from Nun and Ra, or Amun, another of the Al-Dode, who became prominently Middle Kingdom onward. And joined the sun god as Amen Ra, created himself, rising up on the first piece of land, the primordial mound, Ben, out of the lotus blossom, born from the world egg, or as a BNW bird, who then found and launched on the mound. In another story, it was Thoth. I'm not going to say Thoth. I'm going to say, Tahuti, who around from noon and sang the unnamed for frog gods, the snake goddesses, who then continued the song to keep the sun traveling through the sky. The first time they began, and Ra was thought to have created the universe, including his children, other gods. He brought Ma'at, order to chaos. Nun was thought to be the father of Ra, who was known as the father of the gods, who, offering cake, belongs to you, Nun and Nonset. That's heavy. So, we reading, we learning, we reading. We get the meat out, we throw the bones out, we just get the babies out of it. Your offering cake belongs to you, Nun and Nunet, who protects the gods, who guards the gods with your shadow. Pyramid text 301. One story says that Ra's children, Shu and Tephanet, went to explore the waters of Nun. After some time, Ra believed that they were lost and sent to his eye, out into the chaos to find them. When his children returned to him, Ra wept, and his tears were believed to have turned into the first humans. Nun then became the protector of the twin deities, protecting them from the demons in the water. Later on, it was Nu who suggested that Ra sent out his eye to destroy the humans who were in contempt of the sun god. Finally, it was on Nu's orders that Nut, turning into a solar cow, and carried Ra up into the sky after the sun god had grown old and wearied of his life on earth. So Nu was thought to exist both outside the universe and as part of every body of water from the Nile, Mississippi, to temple pools. The Nile itself was thought to flow from Nu's primordial waters. He was thought to play a part of the rituals involved in laying out the foundation for the new temples. Nu was also thought to continue to exist as subsoil water beneath the earth and as the source of the annual flooding of the Nile River. So we're gonna get this. We're gonna figure out who Nu was. Who's Nu? So the Encyclopedia Britannica says the god was shown as either a frog-headed man or as a bearded blue or green man, similar in appearance to Hapi, but wearing the palm frond, symbolizing long life in his head, and holding another in his hand. He was also shown rising up out of a body of water, carrying the solar bark. Solar bark in his upstretched hand. So, my perspective is different. Like I told you guys, I'm saying Egypt in America. And I'm also saying a lot of things, man. I'm really saying that this is the thing, man. How were ancient people living before they were invaded? Understand, when this invasion took place, a lot of our papers were schismed, were finessed to make us think certain things that's not true. This ancient Egyptian situation is real. You can touch it. You can put your hands on it. There are actual Metuneta. These are things that you can put your hands on. So, why aren't there things in modern ways of living that you can put your hands on? We know everything is fake. We know that we had to recently find out that there were melanated Europeans. Do you hear me? We had to recently find out that there were melanated Americans. Then they got us beefing. Now all we want to do is beef with each other. dumbass shit. When understand this whole fight is for your melanin. It's scary because, for me, I used to always, like, I've been fighting with, listen, man, I'm not a racist guy, first of all. Let's straighten that out, first thing first. I'm not a racist guy, man. I'm not racist, man. I'm not racist, man. I have a reason to dislike Caucasians, but I'm really not racist, man. And all I can go on is my 5 decades of living, of being oppressed by these people, man. And my boys and my family, we've been oppressed by these people, man. But here's the hit though. Like my new knowledge and understanding that I've been getting now is showing me that I gotta watch my own people more than anything. I remember my son came home from the military. He was like, I was sitting there having this conversation with him about, white man, white man, white man. My son was like, Dad, listen, when I was in the Army, I could trust all other white people. He said, I couldn't trust my own brothers was the ones that was fucking me more than anything. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, man. It broke my heart. I was like, damn, my son felt like that about his own people. But I got it though, because he was right. Now that I see that, man, my own people are the ones I gotta really worry about. My own people are the ones that I really gotta worry about. Because when that Caucasian put that dollar in your face, boy, you gonna go with it. Me, if I want to listen, man, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, dog. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything, And I feel like this new way that we're living after the ancient ways of us living. I'm talking about ancient ways before living. Yeah. I'm just thinking, but we get back to this ancient way of living. Ancient, man. Maybe we wouldn't be so trashy, man. This chaos was created. I can see now, it's even showing today, the way all this division that like us and all this, you over here, you over there, when for real, these little teeny spots that we beefing about, man, it don't mean nothing, dog. How big this flat plane is? And other flat planes? Shouts to Condra. Over there, 432 drop nation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. There's a lot going on, man. We gotta, stop the foolishness. Let's get to the root of it. Let's get to the root of it. Something's weird going on. Why are we beefing? Why are we beefing, man? It hurt me, man, when I see us beefing the way we do, man. Always going to somebody's neck. And I ain't never heard, man, just imagine this. If all of us was to come together and stop beefing, I'm talking all of us. All of us in the conscious community that's focused. Let's leave the title, let's throw the titles away. Let's throw the history away and all this stuff. You know, I'm beefing with you because your people did this. What you doing today, Doug? What you gonna do now? If we had an opportunity to own half of the land in this world, what would you do? What would you do? Exactly. What would you do? Would you do right? Or would you be selling fentanyl? Gotta get rid of that shit. If it ain't grass, get rid of it. Sitting on a little bit of natural ales and be happy that we got our families. Be happy that we watching our children grow. Be happy that we watching our vegetables grow. Be happy that, yo, made me start getting emotional, yo. So, I'm just saying, man, sad, man. Stupid shit, man. I see a lot of division and I don't like. I be sitting back on, think, I always think, but I think somebody put a video up recently saying that if we would just stop all, just imagine everybody that I know that I think are pretty intelligent, and we used to all really come together. Man, we'll be a force to be reckoned with. We keep our head people in charge so they can keep our minds right. You know, humans, we always think about something wild. So every once in a while, we got to have our get tuned in, gatherings. You know, we're not gonna call it churches or nothing like that. We just say gatherings. We have our gatherings periodically, and we sit down and we come up with some type of worshiping, spiritual situation that keep us all in tune. When I talk Egypt, man, I talk America, man. So let me finish reading this about there, man. I belly flopped on this, so don't trip out. I belly flopped on this. So it says, the noon was a being of chaos. He was thought to have a beneficial side rather than a serpent of chaos. We know the serpent is something different. Apep. Like I said, spit the bones out. Ra's enemy. The Egyptians believe that Apep has been created within the goddess of Neth, spat unto noon, her spittle turned into the serpent demon. The god of chaos didn't have a priesthood. Nor any temples that have been found, and was never worshipped as a personified god. Instead, he was represented at various temples by the sacred lakes, symbolizing the chaotic waters before the first time. At Abydos, at Abydos, at Abydos, at Abydos, at Abyssinia, at Abyssinia. He is represented by an underground water channel at excuse me at Osirion, right? Just trying to, fall back. The Og Dog, were the original great god of Iunu, Heliopolis, Iunu, Iunu. Where they were thought to have helped with creation, then died and retired to the land, and the dead, where they continued to make the Nile flow and sun rise every day. Nile flow, make the sun rise every day. Unu was thought to have been the site of the primordial mound by the priest of the city. And they had a secret lake known as Sea of the Two Knobs, and an island known as the Isle of Flames. The lake attached to a temple represented Noon's waters, and the island was believed to be the primordial mound itself. Ra was thought to have come into the world out of the giant lotus which grew out of the mound. Now that's heavy. That's heavy. So stop playing. Let's get this money. We learn. See, all praise to the Most High, because I'm learning, you know what I mean? Some people might see this video and be like, what is I talking about? And I'm talking about this, man. I'm talking about Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our own image. After our likeness. So what does that tell you? Alright, so it says in High Kiptu, Men, Nefer, Memphis. Did I tell y'all? Mom, man, wake up, because I know y'all remember. All y'all ancient Egyptians, all y'all ancient American Egyptians. I mean, wake up, Memphis. Wake up, Memphis. Noon was linked to the creator, Ptah. Man, let me let some of this marinate real quick, man. I won't trip off Mom Nita is he was a light skinned brother, man. All types of phenotypes, man. Stop, man. So it says, in Hikiptu, Men Nefer, in Memphis. Noon was linked to the creator god, Ptah. I gotta dig on Ptah. And known as Ptah Noon. Thus both Ptah and Noon were thought to be the father of the god, of the sun god Atum. Atum. 'Cause So it says, and also thought to be more powerful than God. He was the heart and the tongue of the need, the one of intelligence, who had the power to command, and thus the one who was in control, with the Son God being placed a step below the creator God of Ptah. The priest of Waset, Thebes, modern Luxor, on the other hand, declared that Wasat was the site of the noon's water and the rising of the primordial mound. A moon, the creator god of Wasat, creator god of Wasat, was originally one of the Og-Dod and became the most powerful god of the area. They believed that Amin changed from the invisible chaos deity. He changed from the invisible chaos deity.
You ready?
No, 15.
I went half off. I had to
Invisible, my wife was saying, invisible chaos deity into the primordial mound. In this form, he created the other gods. He created the lotus, which opened to reveal the child from of Amun-Ra, who then finished the creation of the world. Knew also he was the powerful force, was thought to have been inert until Amun awoke him from torpor. What is torpor? Awoke him from torpor. There's some kind of sleep or something. What is torpor? Just want to get I'm gonna read this one out real quick. I gotta do something for the family. A state of physical and mental inactivity. That's what I say, sleep. Didn't I say sleep? Yeah, sleep, some kind of sleep. Yeah, alright, so it says, and used his chaotic waters to create the universe. What? All the shit I be going through. Nunet, on the other hand, is more obscure than her husband. She was thought to be a snake-headed woman who presided over the water chaos with Noon. Her name was actually the name as Noon's in hieroglyphs, but with a feminine ending for a goddess. In Ptah, she was imagined to be the mother of the sun god, as Noon was the father, combined with Ptah, creator god of the city. The gods who came into being in Ptah on the great throne, Ptah Noon, the father who made Atum, Ptah Nunet, the father who bore Atum, Ptah the great, is heart and tongue of the Nile, the Mississippi, gods Shabaka stone. You heard me. Stop playing on the Shabaka. Yeah. So it says, I'm a fan. Hold up, man. I was going to go into, I got it. I got it. It's up from my white. Yeah. You know me, I got to go with family real quick. So let's read some of this about noon real quick. Noon, also spelled noon, oldest of the ancient Egyptian gods. We know that Egypt is in America. So stop playing. And father of Ra, the sun god, Noon's name means primeval waters. And he represented the waters of chaos, out of which Atom began creation. Noons, quality. Noons. Who was a nun? How would you pronounce nun? N-U-N, bro. Would you call it noon or would you call it nun? Nun. We're gonna go with nun. Nuns. Quality. The real nuns. See, this is where the nuns stole their name from. They hijacked the nuns from the ancient Egyptians. So now we know where they got the word nuns from. There's another one. Body bag. Alright, so news, quality, were boundlessness, darkness, and the turbulence of stormy waters. Boundless, darkness, come on, and turbulence. Hold up. The dark, the stormy waters. Let me tell you, you need that. You need that. I'm trying to tell you. Bro, I've been through shit, man. That's how, you know, but I had some fun though, man. My little brother sitting there laughing. Rough. Alright, so these qualities were personified separately by pairs of deities. Nun, his female counterpart, Nanette, and three further pairs together form the Agdad, group of height gods. Group of 8 gods. So this is a group of 8 gods of Hermopolis, right? Various Egyptian creation myths retain the image of the emergence of a primeval hillock formed of mud churned from the chaotic waters of Nile. Come on, man. Come on, man. Since it was believed that the primordial ocean continued to surround the orders, cosmos, the order cosmos. Hey, you reading this? It says, since it was believed that the primordial ocean continued to surround the ordered cosmos. Man, I got it I'm tripping on the picture, man. Phenotypes, man. I'm tripping, man. Come on, man. I'm tripping, man. just retain the image of the emergence of a primordial hillock formed of mud churned from the chaotic waters of New. Since it was believed that the primeval ocean continued to be surrounded the ordered cosmos, the creation myth was reenacted each day as the sun god arose from the waters of chaos. Nu was also thought to continue to exist as the source of an annual flooding of the Nile, the Mississippi. Oh, wow. The Kybalion, the 7 hermetic principles. The principles of truth are 7. He who knows these understandingly possesses the magic key before whose touch all the doors of the temple fly open. Let's get that one more time. The 7 hermetic principles. The principles of truth are 7. He who knows these understandingly possesses the magic key before whose touch all the doors of the temple fly open. The Kybalion. The 7 hermetic principles upon which the entire hermetic philosophy is based are as follows. Number 1, the principle of mentalism. Number 2, the principle of correspondence. Number 3, the principle of vibration. Number 4, the principle of polarity. Number 5, the principle of rhythm. The principle of rhythm. Number 6, the principle of cause and effect. Number 7, the principle of gender. Masculine and feminine. Peace. Shabbat Shalom. Ahai.